Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new and you don't know who I am, my name is Alexis and I'm 19, expecting a little boy. I'm 27 weeks and 5 days today. In this video, I'm going to be giving some advice and some tips on how to tell your parents if you're a teen mom or a dad even, and you're not exactly sure how to go about telling them. You don't even have to be a teen, you can just be young, early 20s, or maybe you're just not in the ideal situation to your family to be having a baby where you know that they won't be reacting positively. This can go for anyone really who you're just afraid to tell your family for whatever reason and you don't think that they'll take it well. My situation is a little bit different because I am a little bit older. I'm 19, so it's not like I'm 17. I'm out of high school and I'm in college and I have my own car and my fiance works, and our families reacted pretty positively, so I didn't get like super negative reactions, but I do know how some girls' families have reacted, so I'm kind of going off of my own experience, common knowledge, and other situations that I've heard about. The first thing I have to say about being pregnant in an unideal situation is take it in yourself first. When you find out you're pregnant, give yourself time to really understand that you are pregnant, that there is a human being inside of you, that you are growing a life, and however long that may be, maybe it's a day, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a few weeks, but take the time to process it that you are pregnant, and then along with that, decide what you want to do before you tell your family. Go in with a plan, because once you have your mind set, you need to have it set, because your family may try to change your mind. And so understand that you are pregnant and figure out what you want to do. Do you want to keep the baby? Do you not want to keep the baby? Whatever your choice may be, you need to know, you need to think about all of your options, you need to research all of your options, and you need to decide on one thing. After you've decided what you're going to do with the baby, I personally waited, I found out when I was 4 weeks. I waited about 3 weeks to tell my family that I was pregnant. And I waited about 7 weeks to tell my fiance's family that I was pregnant. So I did wait quite a few weeks to tell my family because I just needed to build up the courage to tell them. And I also did decide within a week of what I wanted to do with the baby, which was to keep my son. It's important that you process that you're going to have a baby and to decide what you're going to do with the baby, because you need to get prenatal care as soon as possible. So I went to a doctor a couple days or about a week or so after finding out that I was pregnant, the earliest they could get me in. And then when I went in and after I saw the baby, I completely decided on what I was going to do, which was keep my son. And then that's when I started building up the courage to tell our families. Although you do need to process it and you do need to decide what you're going to do with your baby, you don't want to wait too long to tell them. With my family, this wasn't really a big issue. They were kind of like, you've known for that long and you didn't tell us? And my fiance's parents were kind of like, I can't believe you've known that long. In my situation, our parents weren't really upset that we kept it from them for those many weeks, but I do know that not all families are like that, and that some families can be upset that you kept it from them for so long. So as soon as you process it and decide, you want to tell them as soon as you can personally tell them. So if you do wait longer, then you're gonna wait longer. You're gonna do what you're going to do, but you should still try to tell them sooner rather than later. So everyone in our families knew before the first trimester ended. Then figure out whether you want to tell them publicly or privately. I told my family privately in my living room spontaneously because I had the courage right then and there, and if I didn't tell them then, I wasn't going to. So that's when I told them, but I did originally plan on taking them out to eat, which I would consider publicly. And then Gio's parents, we did do publicly kind of. Gio's my fiance, if you guys don't know, and we did kind of tell them publicly because we took them out to eat at a restaurant, but we chickened out in the restaurant and we didn't tell them until we were outside of the restaurant and nobody was around. And then we went to their car where it was more private and we talked about it more in depth there. Think of what your family would appreciate. Some people would not appreciate being told out in public. Some people wouldn't care. Some people would rather it be privately. We wanted to tell our families publicly because it just took a lot of pressure off of us since it wasn't so private and I wouldn't feel so like trapped like inside of a house or something. And if it was in a restaurant, although I wouldn't like get up and run, I just didn't feel as like claustrophobic and like trapped and as anxious. My family reacted very well, as did my fiance's family, but not everyone is going to react that way. So if they're mad, then give them space. Give them space and let them have time to process it. They may be angry and lashing out because they're not sure what to think of it. They can't believe it. They're in shock. And sometimes they just need space to sort out their thoughts and understand that it's not a bad thing and that things will be okay and that how they reacted was wrong. Some people will get over it before the baby is born. Some people will semi get over it before the baby's born, but if they don't get over it before the baby's born, I know a lot of parents are definitely over it once their grandbaby is born, and once they see your baby, they're going to be so in love that they can't even ever imagine what life would be without the baby. And regarding other family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, don't care what they have to say because yes, they're important, like they're important people, but their opinions are irrelevant. The ones you should be worried about is your parents, especially if you rely on them for support. Also, don't let them change your mind. Know what you want and know what you want to do with your baby, and don't let them change your mind. I've heard way too many stories of girls wanting to keep their baby and then their families are like pressuring them and bullying them into getting an abortion, or although the girl may not get the abortion, the whole pregnancy they're saying like, you're not gonna give this baby a good life and things like that. Don't listen to them and do not allow them to speak to you that way or to say those things, because first off, they're talking about your child and it's not going to be forever. If you work hard enough, you're not going to be struggling forever. There's different ways of saying what a good life is. The fact that your baby's going to be loved and you're going to care for your child is what is going to matter in the end. So don't let parents or anybody pressure you, or even your boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, anyone pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do. At the end of the day, it's your baby and it's your choice. Of course, I personally believe that the other person who helped you make the baby should have a say so, and you should at least consider it. Although even if you don't like go through with what they think is the right thing to do, but it is your baby. A baby is a blessing, and once you start to grow that baby inside of you, you couldn't imagine it any other way. And it is a scary thing to have to tell family members that you think won't be very thrilled about your pregnancy, and it is sad that you have to be like that and you can't have like people jumping up and down and like so happy for you, but just know that your baby is a blessing and that people will be happy for you, and that especially once that baby's born, everyone would not be able to imagine what life would be without your baby. So I hope that I helped you a little bit if you're stressing out and you're not sure what to do, and it's kind of like step by step if you're just like all jumbled up and you're not just sure what to do. That's what I did kind of, and it's what I think is good. Of course, like I said, my situation was not awful at all. I did not have bad reactions or a bad experience telling my families, but I do think that my situation, me being older and stuff, also did influence that, but I still did have a lot of those fears that younger girls would experience because I did not know that they would react this way. I was expecting anger, maybe even yelling. I was not sure what to expect, but I'm so happy that I got good reactions, and I wish you guys all the best and that you get good reactions. And if you don't, stay strong. Think of your baby. They're the ones that matter. So I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I do have an Instagram for this account called Raising Baby Diaz, just like my YouTube name. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye from Baby and I. You can't see him, but he's here. Bye, guys.